Senator Heller.
Mr. Chairman, thanks for holding this hearing. I know that there's a lot of Nevada veterans that are watching this hearing closely, and I'd like to share with the witnesses some of their questions that they have. And I'm no different than any other senator in this committee or any senator, the number of phone calls that we receive from our veterans and their concerns for these issues. But I want to thank you for both being here, and congratulations on your new status on Monday. I guess what strikes me most about this hearing is not only exposures to toxins and how they can be linked to certain diseases for our veterans, but as important is the birth defects and other problems that affect their children and grandchildren of these veterans. Mr. Chairman, I am a son of a Navy veteran, disabled Navy veteran, brother of a retired Navy veteran. Fortunately for our family, neither of them are Blue Water Navy veterans. And we're grateful for that, but I share the concerns with veterans back home and their concerns, having been exposed to some of these toxins. They deserve more from us. And as a father and grandfather and watching what they're dealing with, I can truly sympathize with the issues that they have and their concerns. I want to share with you an issue just last month of a Vietnam veteran from Las Vegas. And he wrote to me about his battle with bladder cancer. And he pointed out that many other veterans who served in Vietnam also are suffering from bladder cancer and that they may be due to toxic exposure. So I just want to raise the same questions to you that he raised to us. And hopefully they can get some answers because I know they're watching intently on this hearing. But is there a venue for veterans to tell the VA that certain diseases are more common and may be related to toxic exposure?
Well, as far as a venue for them specifically to do it, we get the same communications all the time and raise issues and discuss them with VHA and the experts over at Dr. Erickson's staff. In addition to that, you'll hear from the Institute of Medicine and the very detailed work that they do in this area as far as what does the science show about the association between exposure and specific conditions. And as the science develops, we get information about it. Go ahead.
Doctor.
Yeah, Senator Heller, we have regular meetings with VSOs and with veteran advocates. That's certainly a great avenue to approach us. Over 30% of veterans have expressed in a recent survey that they're very concerned about environmental issues, and so we want to hear from them. We've had veterans groups assist us in updating our web pages such that the information we're posting is the most current and the most useful, both to veterans and to providers. We recently created an environmental exposure app for the iPhone, which veterans can use and which providers can use. And it's free on the Apple website, free for download. We have a number of newsletters that we send out. We have registries which help us to link in veterans so we can on a regular basis reach out to them. Likewise, at the local level, we have environmental health clinicians and coordinators who help to make sure that all the providers at those facilities are kept abreast of the latest information, latest policy decisions. So we look to have a multi-layered approach to reach veterans such as the one you've mentioned.
And that's great, and I appreciate the answer to that. Doctor, let me ask you one other question. And when these veterans do raise these concerns and all these opportunities that you claim are available to them, how do you ensure that the VA talks to the Institute of Medicine to look into these specific claims? How can they be guaranteed? So you go through this whole process. How can you ensure them that their concerns are going directly to where they need to go? IOM, as an example.
I'm not sure I understand the question.
So if we understand the question correctly, you're asking, once we get that information, essentially what do we do with it?
Right, sure. They go to the VA hospitals. This isn't the same question. This isn't a repeat of the same question. What they're saying is they come and talk to you, and you hold all these clinics, and you have all these hearings, and then they want to know where the information goes. That's what they want. They want to be insured. They want to be ensured that you're taking this information, their concerns and their problems, and making sure that there's a follow-up on it.
Right, Senator, maybe I can give you two examples. And this is by no means a promise that 100% satisfaction will be reached. However, for instance, the National Gulf War Resource Center president, Mr. Ron Brown, has worked with us very closely for Gulf War veteran issues. And he collects those issues, brings them to us. He worked very closely with us to make sure that the newsletters we published this year addressed the very issues that those Gulf War veterans he represents were in fact included in the newsletter, that we in fact found SMEs to write the articles to answer those questions. Likewise, he worked with us to update our website. Concerning Fort McClellan, which is an emerging issue, we've had a lead advocate from Fort McClellan meet with us on a regular basis so that we are regularly fed information. To the degree that we can, we want to be responsive. We owe this to the veterans.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, my time's running.